Hi, I'm Eugene and this is A Stronger Narrative. Do you ever really struggle to make a decision? Maybe it's a really important decision that you need to make, or maybe it's a small one. And what you want to do is gather as much information as you can so you can make the wiser decision. You figure that the more information that you gather, the more informed your choice will be, and therefore the wisdom will increase in your decision. That kind of makes sense. The problem is that at the same time, the longer you take to make that decision, the more the consequences of that decision decrease. For instance, if you're cooking something on the stove and it's boiling away and you're trying to decide what herbs to add into the pot, you might go to cookbooks, you may Google recipes online, or you might call friends, and you could spend so long deciding on which herb to use that by the time you get the perfect herb, you realize that the entire meal has been ruined because you've left it on the stove for too long. Or maybe you're trying to decide where to turn off on a major road or on a freeway when you're driving, and you're trying to decide between different turn-offs, and you spend so much time kind of dilly-dallying over that decision that you end up missing both turn-offs, and then you have to take the next one and do a loop back. But at the same time, you've actually made things dangerous for other drivers on the road because you've slowed down, you've been doing all these head checks, and it creates confusion. Now, in the same way, a failure to make a decisive action and to make a decision, to communicate that well early on, can create absolute chaos within a team of people that you're working with. Whether you're the leader or whether you're just a colleague, we need to make decisions on information that is limited and get used to making these decisions on limited information and just going with it. Now you can insure against the risk of it going wrong. You can buy insurance, or you can hedge your bets and say, we're going to invest a lot of our energy into this decision, but we do have a backup plan. There are things that you can do to mitigate the potential loss of making a wrong decision. But to not make a decision at all usually guarantees that you're going to end up with the wrong decision or with something that's not going to work. One of the reasons why we often get swept into trying to gather as much information as we can is because we've got either doubts about the veracity of the information that we have, or we get FOBO, which is a fear of a better offer. We say, oh, there are sales on for this product, I want to do all this research, and then we do so much research that by the time we figure out which one's the cheapest one that will save us $2, it turns out that the sales are all over, or they've sold out and you can't get it anymore. So this fear of a better offer makes us want to gather lots and lots of information. One of the ways that we can get around that is by saying, I know what I want. This is why I teach so much on finding your purpose and setting your goals early, because it means that right from a distance you can say, this is something that I know I want. Okay, let's snap it up and let's go with it. It may not be the absolute best option, but you know what? I can take this now, and the use that I get out of it in the meantime, before I would have made a potentially wiser or potentially more informed decision, the use that I get now is actually outweighing the benefit that I would have gotten from having that other decision anyway. So I encourage you to bite the bullet, make these brave, these courageous decisions based on limited information, and just own it. The other thing that's really important is to communicate that well to the people who are around you. Can you imagine being in a business relationship and dilly-dallying over whether or not you want to get involved in a project? It kind of makes all your business partners think this is not a very big priority to you. Because if it was a big priority, you would have snapped it up straight away. So clear communication and very timely communication based on timely decisions is really important if you want to have influence and if you want to lead well or relate well to people. I hope this has been useful for you. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be fleshing out more about how you can connect better with the people around you, whether it's in a business situation or in a personal situation. I look forward to sharing more with you then. Take care and go make a difference in the world.